Paintball presents the 2012 Super 7 Series. The first game on Sunday was the X-Fighters versus Eastside Raw. It started out in heavy fog, so you might as well just stand out in the open. John Raba still can't figure out how those hopper things work, while Raw continued to take advantage of the center 50 bunkers.
Our first game today was against Eastside Raw. Didn't go that well. We actually just got 1 point on them. The other matches, the other points we actually lost. A couple of things, we had 2 guns down during the game, and then there was not enough communication from my point of view.
Raw wins this 4-1. Next game is Sydney SWAT versus Hustle. Hustle came out strong, getting kills on the break and taking advantage of Ben Simpson's lack of bunker insurance.
And don't let the fact that you suck keep you from winning any longer.
Hustle wins the first 2 points. Down 2-0, SWAT opened a can of whoop-ass and took over the game in a hurry. Winning the next 4 points in a row, SWAT takes the 4-2 win. Third game of the day is Uprising A versus Apocalypse. Uprising continues to show they belong in the Pro Division, matching Apocalypse in the breakout and aggressiveness down the snake. In a back and forth match, Uprising kept pressure on the snake corner, getting the elimination on the break twice in a row. With Apocalypse winning 2-1, they failed to capitalize on an Uprising penalty. Uprising pulls out the 2-on-1 and ties it up at 2-2. With 1 minute left in the game, both teams break conservatively, and neither gain enough ground to make a solid push at the end. Both teams wait for time to run out and result in a tie. Next game is Hostile Intentions versus Explicit. In a 3-minute long first point, both teams take their time getting to their secondary spots. When it gets down to a 2-on-2, Explicit snake player shoots both of Hostile's remaining 2 players by standing up in the snake. Next point, with both teams moving up the snake, Explicit loses their snake and Bobby Aviles fills in. Bobby tries a sneaky ninja move that doesn't work. Explicit now has 2 against Hostile's 3. For the next 3 minutes, Hostile makes their way slowly down the field with time running out until they finally make a move up the middle, and the snake player follows suit and ties up the game with 9 seconds remaining. Both teams had a great strategy for the final 9-second point. Instead of playing it safe, knowing we can't score in 9 seconds, let's run like retards and see how many flags the refs can throw. There's a yellow flag for Explicit. Just kidding. How about a red one? Hostile gets a flag. Refs talk some shop. And without any confusion at all, Explicit gets the point and the win. Next game in Sunday's coverage is Sydney SWAT versus the X-Fighters. The X-Fighters have had a rough tournament so far, only winning 2 out of their 5 previous matches. They started out good, getting the first point and blowing away lightning-fast Mike Wybrew. However, the X-Fighters could not hold on to their momentum.
The issue in that game was like SWAT actually got like the better bunkers and just blocked us out. So, you know, like at the end of the day, we're doing our job, but it was just like SWAT was better with us.
When there's 3 guys standing over the snake blazing away at your last guy, you should probably throw in the towel. SWAT wins this one 4-1. In the amateur division, the finals were the Shamrocks versus Notorious. Both teams went undefeated during the prelims. In the first point, all 5 players from Notorious make it to their spots on the break and then went to work on the Shamrocks. Pink Pants makes the final move to get the last guy and wins the first point. The next point, the Shamrocks make it to their spots and Rain Man says, "I'm not letting Pink Pants shoot me again," and runs to his death going to the snake. Shamrocks then start to drop like flies. Why is that? Oh, because they have Thomas Taylor on the Dorito side. In the final round of the preliminary matches, Hostile Intentions, with 4 wins and 2 losses, needs one more win against the X-Fighters, who have been struggling. Fortunately for Hostile, the X-Fighters continue to get penalties and catch some killer paintballs with their face. Next point, John Rabba gets to the snake on the break, Jill gets shot in the hand, and then no one warns Rabba that he's about to get blown away. Hostile wins this one 4-0 and heads to the finals. Now for some of the highlights from the semi-pro division.
Leaving at 3.
The finals for the Pro Division featured Sydney SWAT and Hostile Intentions.
First game was against Hostile, who won Masters. We played off against them at Masters, and we ended up in Masters we lost against them, and here we beat them 4-1. So yeah, we're feeling pretty solid.
Threw away game first thing this morning. 9 seconds left, got a 2-for-1. Opposite point, they won, so then we come out strong in the next 2 games, won them 4-0, so running to the finals with a bit of form. So
you've got to shoot the guys going out to the snake side, and you've got to get out there. So once you kill that snake side, you can then get out there and run all the way down it.
I'm liking the Dorito side of the field, that's where I'm playing now. It seems to be the snakes where all the damage is happening, but it seems to be if you can get up in the Doritos, you can cause a lot of havoc as well, so that's what we're going to try and go for. Oh, we're just going to bring it. We're just going to play aggressive, we're not going to sit back, we're just going to go for it, we've got nothing to lose. So.
Alex with a quick move to the snake. He appears to get in clean, but after a check, the ref sees a hit on one of his pods. Meanwhile, Ben is in the corner playing with his hopper. With his hopper up, Ben runs down the snake player and trades out. Down to a one-on-one, Scott makes a move to the middle and gets clipped in the process. Next point, both teams make it out to the snake corner. SWAT makes the first snake move and Hostile follows, but Ben wraps the snake and gets the kill. Shortly thereafter, the remaining SWAT guys have left Ben there to die. It's a sad, sad story. It's 3-on-1 and Hostile shoots the piss out of him. The third point was so fast we hardly had time to focus the camera. All 5 SWAT guys are dead in 22 seconds. The final point was not much different. Hostile continues to pick apart SWAT from their primary spots. With With one move up the Dorito side, Hostile takes out the last SWAT player. Congratulations to Hostile Intentions, who are now $5,000 richer for their Super 7 Pro Division victory. And finally, we have our semi-pro finals. The Shenanigans versus the Clown Monkeys from New Zealand. The Clown Monkeys dominated the competition in the preliminary round, and the finals were no different. Led by John O'Clark, the team kept their opponents from getting to the corners, then quickly moved up and delivered that fatal punch right up the center. On the third point, the Shenanigans tried a desperate breakout, sending their back player to the center 50. They managed to shoot one guy on the Dorito side, but to no avail. Once again, Jono takes down the last victim, and the Clown Monkeys take first place in the semi-pro division. You know, you might want to try the pro division. I'm just saying. That's it for round 1 of the Australian Super 7. I'm Girder Rob. We'll see you at round 2, bitches.